Is Russ going to cook or get cooked? Let's talk about it. Hey, good morning, everyone. It's Craig Bennett, aka Cash Cake, back with another NFL Prize Picks video. If you don't have that Prize Picks account, use that promo code CashCake and get 100% instant deposit match up to $100. Link is in the description below. Coming off 5-0 on Sunday, we absolutely smashed on Sunday. Last two videos 7-1, but 5-0 on Sunday. Hopefully, keep this going. This game on Thursday Night Football, not my favorite game. Game going into KC, double-digit favorites going against the Broncos, which, let's face it, they're an absolute mess. Dumpster fire of a team right now. Might be between them and the Bears right now of just how terrible they've been. Russ has looked absolutely horrible. The team just looks horrible. Are they going to start selling some pieces soon? They're locked into those contracts, I think, with Russ and Peyton, their coach. I mean, it's going to be an uphill battle for them for a while. So we're going to dive in. Found three plays that we'll talk about a little bit here. It's tough with these teams, with a team reeling and a team that I think is just going to pound the ball here with KC. But they can do so many things with the wide receivers that they do have. But hey, let's dive in and talk about it. All right, PrizePicks desktop is up here. We're going to talk about three plays that we do like. One that I absolutely love that I'm going to pound. But first, one thing that I do like, if you want to check out the tools that we have over at our website, dailyedgesports.com, this is our Project EV tool that we do have that pulls up not only our projection set, but also has the plus EV stuff in with the book lines for over and under to kind of show you an EV play. And then we have this DES hit percentage, which basically takes into account everything. But yeah, if you want access to stuff like this and all the tools that we do have, you can get access to all this going through the dailyedgesports.com website. Links into our premium Discord to get their picks as well. But we're continuing to add tools, and hopefully they help you out a little bit. Last week, user hit for a six-pack here for around $3,200. There's a ton of screenshots all over the on Sunday, just massive amount of wins. I ain't gonna be able to put them all up there, but I thought I'd highlight this one. All these came from the plays that I had up. These are the plays that I had up last Sunday. We missed one of them. Around 18-1, I think it was, or 17-1. Some of them are duplicates here, but we try to give out, just kind of show you a little bit what we do. And this is just mine. There's a lot of other guys on staff that give out picks. NFL, NHL's going on as well, which is awesome. But that's kind of how we give picks out. Gave this one out as well, 40-1. Hit this one, 100 yards over rushing Montgomery. Breece Hall was in that great spot against Broncos. Got most of it on that one run for 72 yards. And Chase had a monster game. It was all over him as well. So that was a nice hit. I gave this one out to all the guys in our Discord. And then I hit this one as well. I added onto it A-Chain. Wasn't super confident in him because how many touches that he does get. Sucks that he's on IR right now. He's either IR or just injured, but he's going to be out for a bit. But he hit that 100 yards as well. And hit this one nice for 120-1. So pretty good weekend overall. Definitely was nice. But let's talk about the plays we got for this Thursday night football game. Again, I don't really love this slate at all. Just for the fact that we have a little weather that we got to watch out as well. I always don't like to jump too much in the weather, but there's winds in this one. It sounds like there could be sustained winds anywhere from 15 to 20 mile an hour with wind gusts up to 30 miles an hour. Shout out to Roth over there at Roto Grinders that put that out. And that's one thing that if with the wind that's going to be out there, and if we're going to have gusts to 30, that's really going to, the passing games are going to struggle a little bit with that. And Russ is already struggling. But I really think in this game here, we're going to see a lot of just running the football. Now, let's go on the other side, on the Broncos side first. And even though I'm talking about running the football, we got Javonte Williams here coming back off injury. Got hurt in the Bears game, played 2 snaps, got hurt, didn't play last week against the Jets. And McLaughlin's looked unbelievable with he's been playing, stepping in for him. And P. Ryan's been playing a lot of third down work as well. So having him step in here, who knows what they're going to do with the workload? Are they just going to go back to Williams here, who wasn't getting a ton of carries? I mean, 13, 12, and 11 in the first 3 weeks, rushing for 52, 44, and 42 yards. This opened at 38.5, and it got pushed down to 35.5. And actually, even at 35.5, I think I'm going to take less than this. I know it's a risky play. Guys coming back. The Broncos got to figure something out, and I think they're going to get behind here. I think the time of possession is going to be extremely heavy on the KC side. So we're going to see, I think, not a lot of possessions here. And if they get down early, a couple touchdowns, are we really going to see them run Williams out here a ton? I don't know what Sean Payton's going to do with this team because his quarterback looks absolutely horrible. The running back situation here, it seems like, it's a three-headed monster. They're just running, is McLaughlin going to get no work now with Javonte coming back? Are they going to split the carries and he's only going to get 5 or 6? It wouldn't surprise me if he got 7 or 8 carries with the way McLaughlin's running. So it's a spot that I'm going to take less with a team that's reeling. I don't know what they're going to do. Again, coming off that injury, it's a spot that I don't mind looking at taking less than 35.5 rush yards. I'm going to go over to a teammate of his. Another play that could be a little risky, but I think I'm going to go to it as well. Brandon Johnson, receptions wise, I'm going to take less than 1.5 receptions for him as well. If we kind of look what he's done over the last 5 weeks, early in the season, we had some injuries for the Denver Broncos. So he did play a little bit more there, but still only playing around, 24, 25 snaps. Last 2 weeks, though, against Chicago, and only playing 12 snaps. The Jets, he ended up playing 27. But those last 2 games against the Jets, had 1 target, caught 1 ball for 9 yards. Chicago caught 1 ball on 1 target for 4 yards. And before that, the first 3 weeks of the season, he had 3 targets for 2 catches, 3 targets, 2 catches, 3 targets, 2 catches. And now that everyone's kind of getting healthy back in this lineup, the juice is on the under on this as well at this 1.5 receptions. So I'm going to take a look at going on the under in this as well at 1.5 receptions, where I think they're just going to get other guys involved. And, again, he's only caught 1 ball in each of his last 2 games. And if they're going to get a little bit healthier, maybe sees less snaps, and that just means less targets. So I'm going to go with Brandon Johnson under 1.5 receptions. And then the guy that I'm going to be extremely heavy on, I'm not going to be the only one, but the one I love, man, we got to go Isaiah Pacheco here. I don't know how you don't play this in a lot of different ways. I think he goes over for 100 yards. I think he goes over a fantasy score here. Travis Kelce is nursing that high ankle sprain a little bit. He did come back in the game against Minnesota, so I don't think it's massive. But at the same time, a game like this against the Broncos, where the Broncos are dead last in yards per carry, 31st in DVOA, and they've allowed over 180 rushing yards a game. This is why the Breece Hall play, when I brought up that, made a lot of sense, even though his line was only at 60 rushing yards. They're just not a good team. And so one of my favorite plays I do like playing right here, though, is more than a half pass rush and receiving touchdown. I have no problem if you want to do rushing yards as well. That's where I'm kind of looking. I think they pound the ball with him. I know they have other backs as well, but Pacheco's just getting it done. He's had touchdowns in each of his last 3 games against Chicago, the Jets, and Minnesota. The attempts are there last 3 games, 15, 20, and 16. And he's put up 62, a $115, and 55 rushing yards. But again, touchdown's the one I like it. This is by far my favorite play. Probably going to play pretty light on this game. Again, there's just so many wide receivers. If we're going to put some, wind in this environment as well, I could see, at KC, they just kind of run this ball, just pound it down their throats, get out of this game with a win. And, it could be a lower scoring game as well. I think the line was at 49.5. I like the under that as well. Time of possession, maybe they keep the ball away from Denver. We see a bunch of 3 and outs, and we just see KC just continuing to eat up clock, smashing the ball with Pacheco, getting those touchdowns, getting those yards. Those are the 3 plays that we are looking at. Again, if you want access to the tools that we do have and more plays, again, NHL, we have everyday picks for those for NHL. NBA is almost here. It'll be here on the 24th. I think we got about 12 days left until regular season NBA gets here, which is awesome. And we'll be cranking out a ton of videos once NBA gets here. But again, hopefully this helped you out. And like always, I'll see you guys on the flip side. Deuces.